Really happy with that. I like that a little bit more than I expected to, honestly. Do you want your GShock Square to outshine the rest? And did you know that a cheap mod is available to copy the rare 50th anniversary GMW-B5000 SS bezel? Let's learn how to turn your watch into an absolute beast, and stick around to the end to see how much weight this hefty steel build will lose. Guys, I am still buzzing from my review of this almost perfect GMW-B5000, and if you missed my review video for this one, you can check out the full video here. But today, you're going to learn how to make your GShock Square an absolute beast with a cheap mod that mimics that iconic, rare 50th anniversary GMW-B5000 SS. So let's dive in. And we're going to get started with a parts overview. First up is the star of the show, and it is this bloody gorgeous metal bezel with a blue trim. And I got this from AliExpress. And it's really quite affordable. And I'll show you some images of the actual original just here so that you can see kind of the look that we're trying to go after here. So this bezel obviously is just the case, okay? Doesn't have the bracelet or anything like that. The original bracelet would be pretty good to match it though, to be honest. But let's bust it out and take a look at it. And the first thing I notice on the case here, guys, it's Watch Captain. I am the captain now. So let's take it out. And I've noticed they do this with a lot of these bezels. They kind of wrap it in a plastic like this. Oh, and it says on here 360 degrees. So I'm assuming that means the finish or coating or whatever that they've done on it covers the whole build. Ooh. Oh my God. That is shiny indeed, guys. Look at that. And, oh yeah, that finish looks really good even on the inside. And check it out, guys. Look at that. See how it says B5000 there, right on the inside of the bezel. Okay, so there's no confusion about which model this one is for. Now, if you do want to get your hands on this particular bezel, you can pick it up by scanning the QR just here or heading to genie.us/bezel. But just know that this particular one that I'm linking is indeed for the 5000 series GShocks, okay? But I wanted to let you know that there are lots of different upgrade kits available that can handle your more common GShocks, because I know the B5000 is a little bit pricey, but you know what? You might have yourself a GW-M5610U, like this gorgeous beauty right here, which we've also done a full upgrade video that you can check out just here if you missed it. And there's also plenty of kits available for ones such as the more standard 5600 series, like this beautiful limited time distortion. And you can check out the full video for this one just here as well. So this first part here I am very excited for. It does look high quality. It looks like the way that they've done the coloring around the rim here goes nicely into the corners. And I'm really excited to get this bad boy installed. And another reason I'm so excited about this one, guys, is because as you saw in my unboxing video for the GMW-B5000, this thing has a few scratches, all right, because it is secondhand, and I did so to get a great price on it, okay? If you missed the unboxing video for this one and you want to check that out, you can do so just here. But one important difference you will notice, guys, is that it does not have the GShock branding on that bezel. Check it out. The OG, it says GShock right there. This thing is absolutely blank. And I would advise you guys, if you're ever buying a bezel on AliExpress, make sure you check out the listing and not just what it says, but actually go scroll down to the reviews and check if people have posted pictures, because believe it or not, sometimes, such as for this bezel here, the pictures in the listing will not show the word GShock. I assume it's a copyright thing, you know, they might have got a bit in trouble for using that branding, but they might not advertise it, but it will be included. So if you scroll down to the reviews, you'll find out for sure if the one that people receive actually have the beautiful GShock branding. Oh, and by the way, they do also have this bezel in a wide variety of colors. If you didn't want to match the blue and silver theme, they also have it in all gold or in all black, and some of them even have the matching bracelet. So it's up to you which bezel you would like to get. So let's move on to the second item that you will need for this particular build, and that is these very obscure and proprietary lug adapters. And as you can see, these are rather unique. They've got 2 pins just here, and I've certainly never owned a GShock that's had to use this particular one, which is a bit of a shame. You do have to get it, you know, just for this model, so I can't really use some of the ones I already had. But hey, that's what you've got to do when you're dealing with the B5000 series, as you can see by those lugs. So it's going to be quite interesting having to install these for the first time. And also to match, if you did want to get yourself maybe a gold bezel or a black one or any different color like that, these little adapters do also come in those matching colorways, even up to rose gold. So if you would like to pick up these adapters, scan the QR just here or head to genie.us/B5000 lugs. And these adapters, the reason I've got them, guys, is because we are going to be removing the bracelet to try on some different strap options, and hopefully that is going to be reducing the weight. So that brings us to the third part that you'll need for this build, and that is a strap. Now, I've actually got for you 2 different options here. Originally, I got this black one, but I've also got the blue one, and I figured that the blue one would match nicely, see, with the blue rim around the bezel there. So hopefully that looks quite good. But yeah, so I've also got 2 different types. So this one, the black one here, is actually a NATO strap. All right, you can tell by the hardware this is considered a NATO strap, whereas the blue one, I'll probably whip it out for you here. This one is, based on the hardware, is technically known as a Zulu strap. And notice how it's got these really kind of big rounded hardware compared to the flatter ones of the NATO strap there. Okay, so if you wanted to pick up the black NATO strap, you can grab one for a bargain at genie.us/NATOs, scanning the QR here, or if you're more of a fan of the blue strap, the Zulu, you can scan the QR just here or head to genie.us/Zulus. Now, I do reckon I'll try on the black one first. I reckon I'll probably end up with the matching blue. And I do want to let you know, guys, that there's no guarantee that I am going to be keeping this bracelet. This bezel is definitely going to be a guarantee lock-in for the build, but there might be times afterwards where I end up reverting back to the metal bracelet, just because it might actually more resemble the epic B5000 SS limited edition. So that is it for all of the parts you'll need, guys. But if you are looking to get your hands on this glorious B5000 series watch, the one that I said was almost perfect GShock, I would absolutely recommend this. It's probably my favorite GShock right now. So if you want to pick one up, scan the QR just here or head to genie.us/GMW-B5000. So let's get in and start this build. Bubble is here to remind you to ram that like button, aren't you, Bubble? Bubble here has just been freshly groomed, haven't you, Bubble? Oh, good girl. You deserve a treat. Yum, yum, yum. Alrighty guys, I am excited to start this mod, and step 1 is going to be to remove the bracelet, and for the first time I'm going to be doing that on this watch with these rather obscure lugs. And I am curious how long this little mod is going to take, so I'm just going to start a stopwatch here. Keep in mind it will take a little bit longer for me as I'm doing all recording and stuff, but if you wanted to do this, I guarantee it's going to be nice and quick for you. So to remove the bracelet, guys, unlike a typical GShock, which if we take out the time distortion here, check it out. You see how there's room just under the strap there to use a spring bar remover tool? All right, I'm sure you've seen me do this on plenty of videos before. Typically, you'd get the spring bar tool, which ones come in here, and you just kind of jam it under there and pop them out. But that's not how this very premium B5000 series works. You really can't see any of the spring bar at all, which means we are going to have to unscrew these little screws on the sides of the case just here. And it would appear that the kit actually came with these two little flathead screwdrivers, okay? And I presume they've given us two for the reason that you can't just unscrew one at a time, or it's just going to keep twisting around. I believe this rod is entirely connected, so we're actually probably going to need to use both and kind of brace it from one side. But just before we do that, guys, I'm going to do a quick tip here that one of you guys taught me to make sure that we don't scratch it. And that's going to be to use some masking tape here, all right? And we actually learned this one in my creation video for this epic mecha GShock build, the one that I referenced earlier. And one of you guys let me know that by putting a bit of masking tape on the end of your driver, it just means you can't scrape and chip the screw there. And as you can see, these ones came out bloody perfect, not a scratch on them. So we are going to do that as well here. So just going to take a tiny little bit of masking tape here, and we're going to do this for each of the screwdrivers. Peel a little bit off like so. Boom. And we're just going to kind of fold that over the edge. And it's still very functional as a screwdriver. It's just no longer going to scratch anymore. That's one. And that is two. So let's give this a shot, guys. So we're just going to chuck one into the, we'll start with the left side. Will it still fit? Gee, I hope it will. Now let's try, oh gee, look at that. It's actually a very narrow screw, isn't it? I hope we can do it with this technique because I really don't want to risk scratching it. Oh yeah, so I can feel it, guys. As I was turning that one, it definitely is connected here, and this one was pivoting as well. So I'm really going to have to figure out, because I mean, you don't want this to be a two-man job, do you? But it's actually kind of difficult to hold that one. So maybe if we do it like that and get the leverage, surely once we get it going, maybe that. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're in business, guys. You just got to get past that first little bit of resistance. It's kind of an awkward way to hold it, but you got to do what you got to do. Okay, can we thumb screw it? No. Okay. So the little screw on one side is quite short. Now let's see, does the whole rod come out at the other side? Yes, indeed it does. So there you have it, guys. I'm really glad to have seen how this officially works. So one big rod, gee, that's a bit rusty, isn't it? Might have to clean that a bit. Anyway, that one just screws in the other end. So that's one end of our bracelet off, and it should just be able to... Oh, look at that, guys. There's actually another part of the rod that's still in there. So maybe there's like an outer, like a sheath to that rod. So how do we get that? Maybe we can I just press it out like this? Oh no, hang on. Oh yeah, look, there it is. There was a sheath. Very, very strange. I'm not sure why that they've got a sheath on top of that pin, but there you go. So we do have to do the other one, and I realized that was a little bit awkward, wasn't it, guys? So big brain idea. Why don't I whip out one of my all-time favorite tools, the electric screwdriver, okay? This thing is an absolute godsend, and the idea is that hopefully I'll just be able to hold that there and then get this bad boy to just whiz it out for me. But yeah, these screwdrivers, extremely cheap and save so much money, guys. If you want to get your hands on one, scan the QR just here or head to genie.us/edriver. So we are, of course, going to coat the end of that with a bit of masking tape as well. Just like that. So now that one's off, it's probably going to be a bit easier to hold it like that. Yeah, that feels more comfy. So we'll chuck it in, make sure it gets some bite. This is so awkward, guys, but I'm just trying to keep that pressure there. Okay, surely. What if I do it from this side? Oh, what if I do it like that? Maybe like this? So it's not getting any grip. You basically, oh, there goes the sheath. You basically have to have this part palmed in some kind of your hand to keep it gripping enough. Let's see. There's got to be a way. Okay, this has actually reached the point of ridiculousness. Sorry, eDriver, not happening today. Let's try to do it the manual way like we just did. As soon as I turn it, this other one pops out. Come on. This thing's like rusted in or something, hey. Yeah, this thing might be rusty, guys. Like, even when I have them both firmly in, it is really, really struggling to come out. As is kind of evident on this, like, it does look like it is a little bit rusty, and I suspect that's why it is so very jammed in this one. So I think we might just have to try and force our way through the rust. I really can't see another way around it. But there's got to be a better way of holding it. Okay, this feels very firm. Hopefully I can brute force my way through the rust here, guys, because I'm starting to get really pissed off that this isn't just working. God, even the little screwdriver feels like it's starting to mess up. It's just simply not doing anything. What the hell? I'm gonna come back to this soon.
6 months later.
Oh my God. I think it's happening. It's loosened. Let's get this bloody thing out. Oh my God, guys. That took way too much effort because of how damn rusty this thing is. Like, I thought these are supposed to be stainless steel. Look at all that rust, man. I would not expect that. I would not expect that. Anyway, let's get that sheath out of here as well. I think we used the pin last time, didn't we? Poke it out. There you go. And that part's not as rusty, but oh, there we go. Thank God. The bracelet is off, guys. This beautiful stainless steel OG bracelet made for the B5000 series. But look, even, yeah, look at that. Even the lugs themselves, like the part that connects to the lugs, really does look rusty, guys. You know? Big surprise. I mean, you see it right there, guys. Stainless steel. Quite disappointing indeed. But, moving right along. Now that those screws are off, I believe the bezel should just... Yep. There it goes. And as you can see, that's got a bit of grime under it as well, doesn't it? Maybe that's rust as well. And then it's got this... look at that piece, guys. This is the... I only ever see this on the... what is it? The Mecha kits. It says that fine resin cushioning. And this little piece usually shows through sort of a hole. But once it's under here, guys, look, you can't see that whatsoever. So we are obviously going to put this on here. But I reckon, just given the appearance of this thing, I might use this opportunity to give it a quick tidy up, guys. So I'm going to go take it to the bathroom, give it a quick scrub with a toothbrush, okay? May as well do so. And I don't care if it takes up time. I already wasted 15 minutes unscrewing the bloody bracelet. So I'll see you shortly with a nice clean housing. Alrighty guys, we are back and just spent a couple of minutes with a toothbrush and some soapy water here, and look, I'm much happier with it in this condition. I gotta say guys, there is something so primally satisfying about getting rid of all the grime and dirt on an object and kind of restoring it. So I didn't record the process, but if you are interested in seeing what that's like to really get in and restore an absolutely grotty watch, that is exactly what I did for the GDX 6900. Doesn't this thing look gorgeous? But believe me, when I first received it, it looked terrible. So if you would like to see the full restoration video of this one, including the scrubbing, you can check that one out here if you missed it. So we're not going to bother cleaning up this one. We're just, I don't plan on using this OG bezel again. But, if I do end up wanting to use the bracelet, I might give the lugs there a bit of a tidy as well. And potentially even these pins, because they were quite rusty, weren't they? So, the next step, guys, is we are going to install our awesome new bezel. And I am certainly very hyped because this thing just looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, I'm not sure if there is a certain way up or down. I don't think it would matter given it doesn't have the GShock logo, but we'll just try it on. Does it want to fit like that? Not really. So as you can see, there is in fact a correct way up and down, because look, see how it's kind of off to one side there, and it's kind of feels like it's scratching against the buttons, or maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. Let's try it this way. It just didn't quite feel right. Let's see. Oh yeah. Well, you tell me, guys. Do you reckon it needed the correct way? I don't know, but that looks so good. Oh shit, I've pressed the split button. We want that timer to... No, we don't want to... Hang on. Please resume the timer. We're still going. I didn't want to lose it. We've been going for 23 minutes on this mod, guys. Anyway, that thing, given it's got that red piece, that fine resin cushioning in there, it's actually holding it on quite securely, okay? So the next step, guys, is we are going to install our little adapters. And I've just realized, guys, we were going to do a weight comparison at the beginning and the end, and I do have my little digital scale here. Now, during this video, I haven't actually weighed it together with that, but I do remember for you that it was 155 grams. We did actually weigh the OG build at 155 in the unboxing video. So, editor, if you wouldn't mind showing the clip of that just to verify that if my memory serves correct, it was 155 grams. Towards the end of the video, we're going to weigh it and see how much weight it has lost. Okay, so onto these little adapters. Let's bust them out. They've given us just a typical little spring bar tool there. 3 spring bars. Okay, always good to have a spare. So let's take a look at these. They do look like they are milled in decent quality. Okay, it's not exactly a chrome finish on this. It's more like a brushed finish. I'm sure you'd agree. Maybe the actual lug connection parts are chromed, but they're going to be hidden, aren't they? So anyway, let's get these in. So it's just a matter of sliding them in like that. And you can see down through the hole that, yes, we have a nice area for that sheath to go through. So given we are going to be reusing these pins and sheaths, guys, I wasn't 100% sure. I'm going to go quickly rinse these down as well, just because I don't want there to be any more rust. So I'll see you shortly. And actually, guys, I just had a better idea. Instead of washing them in the soap and water where they might actually end up falling down the drain, I've actually got some isopropyl alcohol just here. This is 99%. Highly recommend this for cleaning up small parts or anything that's, rusty or whatever. So I'm just going to put a bit of that in. Probably I can just pour a bit, actually. And I'm just going to drop the little pieces in there, okay? And that should hopefully help with some of the rust as well, without ensuring that they're not going to get lost, okay? Because these are quite small, delicate little pieces here. So I've got them chucked in the lid like that, okay? I'm just going to give that a bit of a swirl with some Q-tips, and then we'll dry them out. Alrighty, so we're just going to grab these cross-lock tweezers here. Absolutely love these because you squeeze them and you let go and it keeps holding on to stuff for you. So look at that, easy. Get a couple of the things out there. Boom. Boom. And the screws. Alrighty. Put this to the side for now, and we'll give them a bit of a wipe down on the paper towels one by one. Oh, that one's still pretty dodgy. Let's give it a bit more. So there you have it, guys. Definitely in a bit better shape than they were before. Still not perfect, but I'll feel a lot better about putting these into my watch than I would with the rusty condition that they were in. So I've been going for 30 minutes now, including all of the cleaning and stuff. So let's get the sheath in here. Start with our adapter. The sheath should just hold everything in position like that. And then we get one of our pins in. So we go through the sheath, and then our screw goes in the other side. So I don't think I want these to be as tight as they were. So we'll just use our electric driver in tightening rotation. There. So as soon as it started to spin there, guys, that's going to be good enough for me. I do not want them locking up. Okay. Next adapter. Bang. Chuck in the sheath. Chuck in the pin. Through the sheath. And the last screw. Oh. There we go. So those are our new adapters installed. Have a look at that, guys. As I say, you know, they are brushed and it doesn't perfectly match the chrome, but overall the silver does look quite nice with that. Okay, so I'm very happy, and now we're going to get these little spring bars in. Oh, and these are 22 millimeter adapters, guys, which is why I've gone with the 22 millimeter NATO and Zulu straps here. So we're just going to put these little spring bars in. You can usually do it by hand when there's no spring bar. So we just put that in like so. Same with the other one. Oh yeah, looking good. And we are about to get these straps on, so stick around. All right, we are back in action after spending some time with Bubble. That was certainly refreshing. But now we are going to get into the final step, which is testing the NATO and Zulu straps. So first things first, we're going to start with the Zulu. This is a 22 millimeter in black, and I bought this one first before I'd fully planned out the build and realized that it would be good to do blue, but I would still like to try this on. So let's get it on. Unloop the Zulu through there. We should just be able to thread that down like so. Okay, now we tuck that other end through here and it is locked in. Oh wow, that actually does look very handsome on the black, guys. My goodness. Let's try it on for a wrist check. At the moment, we are currently wearing my Casio W219H in blue, and this is a magnificent watch. I'll be leaving a link to all of the watches and parts that I've shown for you in the description below, but if you want to see the full review video for this particular one, you can check it out here. Let me tuck the NATO just back a little bit like that. Oh my goodness. Look at that, guys. That's how it looks on my 6.5-inch wrist with the gorgeous new bezel and hardware plus black NATO strap. Really, really happy with that. I like that a little bit more than I expected to, honestly. But yeah, that looks absolutely awesome. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. And now let's try the awesome matching blue Zulu strap. And once that one's installed, we're also going to weigh it on my mini scales, so don't go anywhere. By the way, we are going to stop the timer here. With all of the filming and playing with Bubble and washing stuff, took me about 50 minutes, but you could absolutely complete this mod much quicker. Okay, so now let's get the final strap on. Now the Zulu strap here is definitely a little bit more rigid. Just look at the material flexibility here. The NATO is definitely a little bit more supple. Okay. So again, we slide that through. It's a rather tight fit, guys. We loop it through there. Oh yes. There it is, guys. Doesn't it just look absolutely magnificent with that matching blue on the bezel and the Zulu strap? But let's get it on for a wrist check. Here we go. And by the way, guys, if you do enjoy watch mods, tips and tricks like this, do make sure that you are a subscriber, as I've got plenty more for you in the works. Boom. There you have it, guys. That is the upgraded B5000 series GShock with a gorgeous Zulu strap matching in blue, just to coincide with this limited edition bezel that we installed from the GMW-B5000 SS, which is here as a reminder. Now, I will say immediately, the hardware, the large hardware of the Zulu strap is substantially more noticeable and bulgy than the NATO strap. So it's up to you what your preference is. But given this is meant to be sort of a large, rugged, handsome, manly watch, I'm totally okay with this matching silver hardware being a little bit more out there than on the NATO. So I am going to stick with it, and I do obviously fancy this color match as well. But let me know down in the comments, guys, did you prefer the NATO in black or the Zulu in blue? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And now it is time for the bonus. We are going to weigh this bad boy and see how much weight it's lost. Because let's remember, this original bracelet is made of solid stainless steel. So as a reminder, the starting weight was 155 grams. Okay, let's see what it weighs with the new adapters, the new bezel, and a Zulu strap. Place your bets down below. What am I going to estimate here? With the majorities in here, maybe it would have lost about 40 grams. Maybe. I'm going to say 115. Let's see what we've got here. What do we have? Oh, 110. So pretty close, but even more. And guys, I can tell you, it is definitely noticeable on the wrist, okay? As I mentioned in my review video, with this bracelet, it is substantial on the wrist, and there's nothing wrong with that. It feels heavy in a good way, not like it gets in the way. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. A massive thank you to our Goat Crew channel members for supporting the channel, you absolute legends. And here's a link if you'd like to join us. Here's a link to our watch modding playlist, as well as some more great content for you to watch next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.
Good girl, Bubble. Yes. Cha cha cha.